talk about kick ass. We've got 3-0 Capitals.
Caps, yeah.
You look at Obi's smile like you just said, Knocker.
Joy,
coming real
pure
for him,
joy. Look at him. Look at him.
Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Fucking love Obi. I fucking love that man.
That's
My
so
God. All right, guys, welcome back to Sportscast.
Look at him. He's just still going nuts,
I
man.
love it, dude. I love it. It's been so long for him.
Yeah.
It's been he's been scrutinized.
13 years, yeah.
He's been in the league 13 years now.
Yeah. Never played in a
Long
final.
ass time.
Never played in a conference final, let alone.
That is a
Stanley Cup Finals.
long ass time. All right, Knock. Well, I know you don't want to talk about it, but we have to talk about it because it's big news of the day. And I think we would be doing our listeners and fans a disservice if we didn't at least cover it somewhat and give our opinions, and then we'll move on. Because I know that you're sick of it, and I tweeted out earlier today, I said that this will be the last show that I ever talk about this kneeling, protest the anthem. He says, I'm taking a knee, and I'll download the show later from Jay. Ooh, Knock.
Well, there goes your NBA
You called him
talk.
out. You called out it.
Right?
Jay. Knocker said, man. He said to call in if you want your NBA talk.
And
he
it's
did.
not like you're not there. You're there.
He's listening, right? Because I don't think
Right.
I don't think he'd tweet the show unless he was listening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jay Marquis.
You want NBA talk? Bring it, boy.
Calling.
Bring it.
Oh, and Murph says he's going to call in at the halftime of the Boston Celtics game, Knocker.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wanted Murph to call in because I want to get his thoughts too. It's
Okay.
I want to get everyone's thoughts. I like, and I want to cleanse it. I want this to be a cleansing.
Never going to happen.
Okay, but can we cleanse it for the Sportscast?
Yes, please.
Because me and you both want that, right?
Please.
And a lot of people, I came off, and I want us to put it out there. I can't, because I think Lawrence got a little upset at me today.
LB said it?
LB said it.
Okay.
And I think O-Dawg, and we'll talk to O-Dawg when he calls in. Because I tweeted out I'm sick of it, basically, in so many words. I can go back to my tweets and go through it, Knocker, but I throw a picture of Kaepernick, and just so everyone knows that what we're talking about here is the new rule set down by the NFL earlier today, Knocker, that said they will fine players who do not show appropriate respect during the national anthem, Knocker.
Mm-hmm.
Our boy Adam Schefter just pointed out 5 big highlights of what the NFL's expected new national anthem policy is, Knocker, and here we go. Number 1, all team and NFL personnel should stand for the national anthem. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The league office should revise the game operations manual to remove the requirement that all players be on the field for the anthem. Number 3, personnel who choose not to stand for the anthem may stay in the locker room or a similar location until after the anthem has been performed. Number 4, a club will be fined if its personnel do not show appropriate respect for the flag or anthem. Number 5, each team may develop its own work rules regarding its on-field personnel who do not show appropriate respect for the flag and anthem. Now, that's the gist of what the rules are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people got in an uproar, even including O-Dawg and Lawrence myself, saying that this was not put forth or agreed upon by the players' union.
Right.
The NFL Players
It's not
Association.
in this CBA.
But as I heard earlier today, it doesn't need to be for the NFL to implement this rule.
Of course.
It doesn't need to be. There's some rule or law. Lawyers got into it where they can pass this even if the players don't agree. The players' union doesn't agree to it. So, for those who don't know, the NBA has a rule in place between the players and owners that
it's not a problem.
All players must stand and show respect for the national anthem, or they will be fined or punishment, whatever the bylaw, the little words say. Okay, the fine print. Knocker, I want to get your thoughts because I am sick of it. I am sick of it as much as you are, and I'm sure a lot of the listeners are, because not only we and you've covered it for the past 2 years, we've had numerous guests come on and talk about it for the last 2 years. Now it's back in the forefront, but I do think that the NFL had to come out and say do something about it, or it's going to overtake another season as it did last year.
No, I don't think it's going away. Even with what they do, it's never going to go away.
Okay.
And the problem is never going to go away because they're discussing one thing and the issue is another thing. There's just two separate issues.
The issue is getting lost.
The issue is police brutality.
Right. Against minorities or not really the focal point blacks.
Correct.
Okay. Now,
blacks and browns. Minorities getting killed by police officers.
Right, and not getting
But
fair
my problem
treatment.
is, yes, they do get killed by police officers, and yes, it does happen.
Turn up
and
Knox
yes,
mic just a
and
little
yes,
bit,
it
Renee.
appears to be, a bad situation.
Thank you, bro.
But by the same token, the percentage of this happening to the percentage of police officers that do a good job and do the right thing and protect you and serve and do the right thing are being torn and brought down by the few bad apples. There's a few bad apples in every profession on earth.
Well, and as
There's
we know
humans.
in media today, we like to almost not glamorize, but we want to see the bad more than the good.
Absolutely.
And
so that's what they show.
Right, Renee? Like, we're going to see... There's more, Renee. You're online all the time. I mean, you are in the business. You're in on the radio, whatever. You're online even here. The more you even Knocker, you scroll through Twitter, you're seeing more negative shit than you are positive shit. Why not more of the cop that plays basketball with the inner city kids, and because he gets a call from the white angry neighbor, and then goes out there and plays basketball?
That doesn't sell.
It doesn't sell.
No. It's sensationalism, and that's what
news
reporting
they sensationalize it, and me and you both alike, we're sick of it. We're sick of it overtaking our sports. I think that it could be done in a different platform. Why not? Because I don't think that taking... I know we have a phone call, and we'll get to you in just a second, so hold on. Knocker and I'll have all these questions for all you guys. What does it need? What does it need? What does it need? Did it do anything? Did it change anything? No, it didn't do anything. What it did was change people's ideas of what the real issues you were trying to stand for were. Because now you're offending something that a lot of Americans take pride in, which is the national anthem and the flag of this country and the military. And you can't deny that. That's one thing about America, is that we love our military. Maybe not everyone, but most people.
Sure.
Okay, and we took that.
I love it,
offense.
but they respect it.
Right.
What I found interesting though is one tweet that came out that showed a military person who his first reaction to Kaepernick sitting for the national anthem was outrage and blah blah blah, and then this particular clip showed him, well, I'm going to sit back, I'm going to get to know him, I want to know what it's about, and blah blah blah, and he suggested, why don't you take a knee instead of sitting? Why don't you take a knee? Because we take a knee when we pray.
But what is that doing?
I'm just saying, rather than sit and that looks really bad, try something else. But still, the fact is, okay, well, let's take the call.
Let's take it. You want to take the call? Yeah, we'll get you. Okay. You're sick of it, Knock. I can already tell you just don't want to talk about it.
But there's going to be no winner.
You're right. And we got Murph's on the line. Murph, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here, guys.
All right. I know you're probably sick of it as we are, man. And I know I tweeted you earlier, and I want to get everyone's opinions. I want to get it just off our podcast. I want to get it just out of our sites. What are your thoughts here on the new rules by the NFL set down today?
Well, my old man served in 2 wars. One of them had the word world in it. And he would be completely okay with this situation. He would be completely on board with anybody wanting to take a knee to protest. That's what he went to war for.
Agree.
Okay? I remember my father during the 60s and early 70s before he passed away. My father was also a Secret Service agent. He guarded Nixon.
Oh, damn. He's got some stories.
And he would be, I remember all the turmoil that was going on back then. And his take was, this is why I went to war, so people could stand up against the government when they think the government's wrong.
Okay.
So if they want to take a knee, that's fine with me. Okay, I don't think it's disrespectful to my people. Forget who told Kaepernick to first take the knee.
That's what I was just talking
about. It was
a
soldier. Mm-hmm. It was a soldier. He said, it'd be a lot more respectful if you took a knee than if you sat down during it.
So
take a knee the way people do when they
disagree, Murph, with what the NFL's doing. Then are you?
Yeah, I do. I do. I think it's a bullshit scapegoat move. This isn't patriotism. This is capitalism. It was hitting them in the pocket, and they wanted to throw this out there to take that away. Those are my thoughts, and that's what they did. They're not in this because they're more. Do you not find it
offensive if a player throws up a fist into the air, or does that not what does that do for you when you see that, Murph? What is that to you? What is that?
It tells me that we live in 2 different worlds.
Okay.
And that I need to maybe understand the world that they're coming from.
Okay.
All right. Granted, I don't feel personally that anybody who was black or Hispanic or Mexican who went to school, say with me, had any more disadvantage or advantage than anybody else but not everybody lives that life. You know, I didn't live in a bubble. My community is not a totally white community. I don't think anybody who went to school with me or grew up with me was disadvantaged, or, you know, I've been pulled over by the police for being in the wrong neighborhood. You know, going to pick a buddy up going to go play a pickup basketball game. What are four white guys in a Cadillac doing in this fucking neighborhood?
Yeah.
Okay. So it happens to everyone, but it's.
Are you tired of it being in sports? Are you tired of it? I mean,
I agree with you guys. Okay. I'm tired of this platform being used in that way. Like I said earlier, I grew up in the '60s when you would have guys like Jim Brown and Kareem and Muhammad Ali use their platforms, but they didn't use it while they were on the stage to entertain us, while we were giving them our cash to you know, take us away from our problems for a few hours. They held press conferences and they did other things, and they marched and they did what they had to do when they did it. It didn't happen on the field. So, yeah, in that retrospect, you know, I am a little sick of hearing that.
Well, Knocker, I think, like, Murph he almost said what I wanted to say. I kind of feel almost exactly how Murph does.
Okay, well, I
kind of feel like the rule was done just because it was a money thing, because they were hurting.
Sure.
But I'm also on the side of I'm sick of hearing about. You know what I mean? Like, I think Murph said it right there. I really do.
But here's my issue. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like I can't say it any better than he just explained it.
Well, I've got a couple of points that I want to.
And then Murph, we'll let you get back. I know Boston's up 53-42.
All right, man. I appreciate it, guys. Hey, Renee, it's really good to hear you back on. You know, it's really great.
Thank you.
Hey, fellas, take it easy. And as soon as I figure out a way to get you a lasagna there, that three times more money to mail it to you than to make it.
Hey, and we're gonna give a shout out to your son Butchie, man. I love how you support your son. Yeah. You're a fucking awesome father.
Butchie is kicking ass and taking names.
Love it.
And it was a good freshman year for him.
Good.
It really was.
I'm happy to hear that, brother. Guys. Yep, we'll talk to you soon, man. Thank you. Go ahead, Knock.
Okay, this is the last thing. I'm going to try and articulate.
Okay, and we can wrap it up because I know O-Dawg's probably going to come. We'll wrap it up after
my position here.
Okay.
My problem is they have to understand on their side, okay, as bad as they believe they're being treated, and I'm not saying that they're not, and I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm not stupid. I live in those neighborhoods.
Yes,
I don't live, but I work in those neighborhoods.
You work in Watch. You worked where the L.A. riots happened. You work in that area. You've been there for 30-something years.
I see it, and the problem is bigger than just police brutality. Okay, I truly believe that you got to take care of your own. And if you're going to be this pissed off at the cops killing you guys and doing what they do, be pissed off at your own doing what you're doing to yourselves, selling drugs in the hoods, selling that lifestyle, the gangster lifestyle, selling the hip-hop records that degrade women and do what they do. You're killing yourselves. The Mexicans do the same thing. The Multisacha, the gangs, they kill themselves. They rape people. They do the same thing, and they bring their own culture down. Okay, so my problem isn't that it's not there, but my problem is the flag represents this country. Okay, you're choosing to do something that is disrespectful to the flag and to this country and the national anthem. Now, yes, you have a right to do so, but expect the backlash. This country allows you that platform. To me, it's so hypocritical to take the paycheck, right? To take the paycheck as a professional athlete of any color and then piss on the country. And that's what people say, that because the flag represents the country. You're just not understanding the depth of what the flag stands for. That's the whole problem here. It's just a symbol, or it's just a piece of cloth. No, it's not. It's a way of life. It's freedom. It's liberty. Let me finish.
Okay.
People have died for that liberty. Okay? And you're choosing to disrespect that, and everybody knows what that flag stands for. And I find it highly hypocritical that you would take the paycheck and take the advantages that this country offers you based on the freedoms and the opportunity of capitalism that people die for to create this opportunity for you. What's the problem? Why are you saying that I can't stand for a flag that represents this country. Well, you're making a huge generalization in doing that. Stand for the flag and then get pissed off at the cops. Get pissed off at your own. Rally. Do something on the weekends or go on Oprah. Go on all these other shows, but stand for the flag because this country's allowing you to do this. If you tried to do this in Iran or Iraq, they would have beheaded you and shot you, and it would be squashed.
Yeah, but is that? But they're going to come back and say, "Is that right, Knock? Like that's what
Is
America
what right?
is. That's what America should be about."
America is what America is.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but it's the best country that's ever been created by humans in the history of humans.
O-Dawg, we'll get you in a second.
And it allows you to do this. So stand for the flag, and then rally. Get all the NFL players on a Saturday afternoon to skip practice and march to the whatever the police headquarters is, and demand that something happen to these people. March on the White House, but understand that the fact that you can do that you can organize, that you can march, that you can state your case and not be killed for it or imprisoned for it, that's the thing you're not standing up for. And that's my whole problem with it. It is
okay.
That's it.
Doc, I can agree, but there's a lot of it what I agree. A lot of what you said is what I agree with. Real quick, O-Dawg, we'll get you Lawrence because LB said it used to be a big. He used to be one of our fancy guys on the show. Mm-hmm. I respect his sports opinion. I think he's a great human being. I think he's a great guy. We disagreed because, again, we were going back and forth. O-Dawg, I'm going to get you in a second. But Lawrence had this to say, when you say about the flag, right, it means something to you, right? Because it means something to me. So does the National Anthem, right? Coming from a military family, it means something to me.
Yes.
Well, he wrote back to me, Josh, do you not stand for the National Anthem at home every sporting event? ? Like being sarcastic, right? Why has the flag all of a sudden become so sacred to everyone? Your stance, as well as many others, is such harsh one that neglects reasoning as to why guys are protesting.
So I don't have a problem as to why they're protesting.
He's saying, why is the flag becoming so sacred? Like
it always has been.
It always has. That's the thing. It always has been.
People die for that flag.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to bring in O-Dawg. O-Dawg, BKS1 Radio. Hey, O-Dawg, I want to let you know I watched your show on YouTube today during work, and I like what you guys are doing over there, man. I am very impressed.
What's going on, guys? How are you?
I'm very impressed.
Doing well, sir.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Josh, we discussed it ad nauseum earlier today on Twitter, and I just want to ask you, I mean, I know how you guys feel, and I respect how you feel, okay? But let's try to be open-minded to how others feel. And everybody has a right to their opinion. So here's my thing. Can we at least agree that this was never intended to be an anthem protest or protest of the flag?
Yes.
Can we agree to that?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So now as long as we understand that, and can we also agree that what Colin Kaepernick was what he was trying to bring attention to is a good cause. The killing of unarmed black men by law enforcement is something that's a nationwide problem. Can we agree that that's a good cause to bring awareness?
Yes, sir.
Completely agree.
Okay. Now, prior to Colin Kaepernick, I never really paid that much attention to the national anthem, except, maybe when, the Super Bowl and, it's like,
it's a
you got to take the over, the under, or, we're going to bet on it. Are you going to take the prop bet?
Wait, O-Dawg, I have to stop you because I know that and something I really love about you is you and your wife have been traveling to different stadiums across MLB and going to different games, right? Is there not a tingle? Have you not? I know you've probably been to a playoff game. Is there not a tingle when those fucking jets fly overhead at that baseball game before that opening game when you're singing that national anthem? Is there not a sense of pride that comes over you when that happens?
That's a tough question for me to answer, Josh, because you have to understand the history. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you how it's tough. You have to understand the history of black people in America.
Yes.
It's not the same as everybody else.
I get it.
So when you take that into consideration, hold on. You said you're going to be open-minded. I'm going to give you a different perspective. When you understand the history of black people in America, and we don't have time for that, but everybody knows slavery. Everybody knows Jim Crow. Everybody knows racism. And I'm sure it's not any Knocker has probably had his issues as a Mexican-American just as much as I've had my issues as an African-American. So, but the African-American experience in this country is one that's, different than people
who are not African American. It's specifically unique because of slavery, and it also is specifically unique because of other things. If you ever want to get a real good education on something, watch the documentary called 13th. I mean, it's a fascinating documentary that goes through the history of this country, and it may give you a different perspective. Now, that's neither here nor there. What I'm going to say to you is this. It was never about the anthem. The owners, Donald Trump, have hijacked this whole thing and got NFL fans in a tizzy to try to say, well, they're disrespecting the flag. Nobody's disrespecting the flag. I have to
disagree with you that.
Yeah,
I think everybody had their own aversion to what happened. I don't think they need to be stirred up at all. And I'm not going to cut you short, O-Dawg. I'm going to let you finish, but I'm going to ask you this.
No. I hear you.
I understand.
But here's the thing. As it relates to the anthem, and you ask me, do I feel a sense of patriotism? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends on where we are in the world and what's going on and how I'm feeling that day. I don't have an overall sense of patriotism. Yeah, do I love this country? Yeah. Do I think it's great? Yeah. But how does this country become better? How did it always become better? It became better because people stood up for what's wrong. Martin Luther King made this country better because he stood up for what's wrong. And protests are not supposed to make people comfortable. They're supposed to make them uncomfortable, to make them think about other issues from other sides, from other people that may be suffering that they're not aware of. And the NFL fan base, at least the ones that go to the stadium, is largely a white fan base, okay? The season ticket holders are largely white. And that's who they're concerned about, because now they're not going to show the anthem on TV, because it's going to polarize teams, and the only people that are going to see it are the people in the stadium. And then what's going to happen if 20 guys... The NFL took a coward's way out, okay? And all I said to you, Josh, is I don't give a damn what the rule is. If you're going to make the rule, you have to collectively bargain for that with the union.
Yeah, but they don't have to. They don't have to, though. That just came out today. They don't have to do that.
If they don't have to, according to the collective bargaining agreement, then they can do what they want.
Yeah.
If that's what the collective all I was saying is this: I don't care what the rule is. I'm not arguing whether they should or shouldn't stand. I've never argued that because I really don't care. If they want to stand, stand. If they don't want to stand, don't stand. But all I'm saying, in fairness, if they have the right, if the owners and the NFL have the right outside of the collective bargaining agreement to unilaterally make a rule, then fine.
I'm going to let Knocker go because he's got something to say. Go ahead, Knocker. I'm going to give you the floor.
Okay, just 2 points here. Okay, I understand the whole history and where you're coming from and the whole experience and what have you. Okay, I do understand that. I'm a history buff, blah, blah, blah. My only problem is those that are doing the protesting when this started, they could not be so ignorant to not think that there would be a huge backlash for doing what they started to do. And they had to know, if they were smart, they would have had to know as soon as we do this, our message is going to be there, but it's going to get lost in the wash because now people are protesting how we're protesting instead of what we're protesting about. That's my problem with that. The other thing is, do you not think it's hypocritical to take the fruits of what that flag stands for that gives you the platform and the audience, as it were, because you are famous and you're famous because of the opportunity that this land gives you to be a football player and to make millions and to do that? Do you not think it's hypocritical to take this one symbol, and you have to understand what the symbol is, right, wrong, whatever, it's still America. We're all America, okay? So,
but we've already. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But do you not?
But we've already established.
Well, my question is: is it not hypocritical, and does that not also take away from the message of police brutality, where you're taking a knee, but you're cashing the paycheck?
Well,
if it was that bad, why wouldn't they all just quit, take their money, and run for office and change the frickin' police stations? Why don't they run for police commissioner? Why don't they join the police force? Why don't they all quit football if it's that bad if it's that horrible, and create in every city where this is happening, run for office, join the police force, and change the damn thing. But don't take the check. Don't take the check and then just word.
Here's what I say to that.
Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, we've already agreed it wasn't about they were never protesting the anthem or the flag.
I understand that,
so that's a non-issue.
It is an issue because what they did, they had to know by doing that.
Like Knocker said, you can't.
The rest of the ignorant Americans would stop and say, "Well, I don't know what they're protesting. I just don't like how they're doing it.
Exactly.
They're kneeling down for the flag, so I don't even want to. I don't even want to hear what their argument is. They're pissing on the flag."
But again, what you guys said is the key phrase in what you just said is ignorant American.
Exactly.
As long as you're smart enough to say this is not about the flag, this is not about the anthem, he's bringing attention to a bigger issue or an issue that he wants to bring attention to.
But the issue is going to get lost in the mass hysteria. That's my problem. And they have to be smarter than that.
It gets hijacked if people allow it to get hijacked.
Correct, but that's America. That's what happens.
You're dealing with America.
That's America in the media, and that's exactly what they do.
But hold on. Let me just say this. I think it's I don't think it's hypocritical for them to take the checks and protest against the killing of unarmed black people by law enforcement.
I agree with you 100%. I agree. That I agree with.
So we've established that the people that think it's about the anthem and the flag don't understand what the real issues are.
I understand that.
And whether or not they're going to get that backlash, certainly they had to expect some sort of backlash. Did they expect this? I don't know. I don't think so. But let me just say this. It's also hypocritical of people who support the flag and the anthem and think this is about the flag and or the anthem, and then say, well, you can't protest. Under law, Texas v. Johnson, you have a right to burn a flag as a message of free speech.
I understand
that. Is guaranteed by the Constitution. So if you can burn it, you can certainly kneel respectfully, quietly.
Doesn't mean you're not going to get backlash.
I understand that. O-Dawg.
They get backlash.
There's freedom
of speech. They weren't going to get backlash.
Well, look what happened to Donald Sterling. Look what happened to Donald Sterling. He had the right for free speech.
That's not the same. That's not even close.
No. But wait a minute. You have to understand, and before you take a step in this large of a scale, you have to look at all sides and say, okay, what kind of backlash is this going to bring us? Before any politician opens his mouth.
You can't equate Donald Sterling, who's a racist, to Colin Kaepernick saying, "Can you please stop killing unarmed black men?"
No, I can't. No, I can, and only because of this. Yes, you have free speech, and people will die for free speech, but you have to understand when you use your right to free speech, you have to understand what the backlash is going to be. You have the right to say it, but then don't be surprised at the reaction to what you said.
No. Nobody said he's surprised. Nobody said he's saddened or upset. The only thing is that the NFL has clearly given him a message, and Eric Reed, by blackballing him out of the league. Eric Reed's a quality player. We all know. Now, you can say Colin Kaepernick is not qualified to play in the NFL, not talented enough. Okay, even if I can see that, Eric Reed certainly is.
Agree
and
with
they're clearly blackballing him.
And
but my problem is the very same people, oftentimes, the very same people who are sitting there saying that flag provides the freedom that for you to play football and make all this money, okay, but it also provides the freedom for me to say something when I don't think something is right.
Agreed.
So you can't cut it both ways. You can't use it as a shield and a sword. You got to use it as either.
Yeah, but O-Dawg, make your protest on the street. Make it on all your social media platforms. Make it in the fucking press conference.
Come on, hold on.
No. Make it in the press. Make it in the press conference if you wanted to make it in the press conference. Don't do it towards the one thing that most 90%, whatever you want the number is, percent of Americans don't want the flag or the national anthem disrespected because 90% of Americans or have someone that has served in the military or died in the military to protect this country.
Again, my father served in the military proudly, so I am a son of an Army veteran, okay? I take no offense. I asked him. He takes no offense. If you understand the real issue, and that's the problem. So what we're talking about is educating ignorant Americans to what the issue really is. It's not about the flag. It's not about the anthem. It's about making people smarter so that they don't take this this naive approach to what's going on. It's not about the flag. It's not about the anthem. But everybody wants to say it is, and we can stop talking about that because, listen, okay, and I'll concede to a certain point it gets interwoven, but Colin Kaepernick didn't ask for this. The reporter came to him. He was sitting there quietly minding his business because that's what he wanted to do internally. The reporter came to him and said, why are you doing this? He said, well, here's why. He didn't go out and say and make a grandiose. And even with his protest, he was never disruptive. He was never disorderly. He was never disrespectful, at least as it relates to his actions. Now, you can say him kneeling was disrespectful, but that came only after he spoke with the military personnel and said, well, that's a suitable way to protest during the national anthem if you want to do it, because it's like flying the flag at half-mast. But that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is the freedom that the flag provides it both ways. It provides it for all of us, for him to play football, but it also provides him to give him a platform. And Josh, I sent you that article. The NFL, they you asked me, does it stop killing on the streets? No. But does the NFL playing in pink stop, breast cancer? No. But it certainly brings awareness to the issue. Nobody's talking about breast cancer.
Wearing pink is not disrespecting the military or the flag or the national anthem of my country. Kneeling during the anthem is. That's you can't compare the two.
Because
for you to
people
compare
think
the two,
he's doing it.
Because people think he's doing it.
We agreed, again, Josh, fundamentally, we agreed at the start of this conversation. I said, can we agree it's not about the anthem? Can we agree it's not about the flag? If you understand. If you agree with that, then he's never disrespected the flag or the anthem.
No. You can't play both sides. Yeah, you can't
You're playing both sides.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No, I asked you a question.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have both.
I asked you. Okay, well, explain it to me, because I asked you, can we agree it's not about the flag and it's not about the anthem? You guys said yes.
Yes.
And I said, okay.
No. What he's protesting, his issue is not with the flag. And it's not with the anthem.
Right.
But he also stated, O-Dawg, he also stated, I cannot stand in respect for a flag which represents a country where this is going on. So he brought the flag and the country into it.
Yes.
Okay? He brought it into
That's fair.
Okay? And again, don't have a problem with I'm with you on the issue. Too many people are dying.
Yes, so am I.
But it's not going to go away as long as he is kneeling and not standing for that flag. And personally, I think everybody should say the Pledge of Allegiance in the classrooms, because the downfall of this society has started with taking God out of the classroom and the Pledge of Allegiance out of the damn classroom and giving crying rooms and trophies.
Hold on. And I respect your opinion. There are people on both sides of the issue.
I understand.
But doesn't that seem to you, when they start saying you have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, you have to stand when the flag's presented, doesn't that sound really kind of forced by the government? And when do you stop? When do you say, okay, Mr. Government, you can't tell me are we living in a free society or not?
O-Dawg, you get to do everything free.
We're talking about children.
You get to do everything free in your life, live everything free, but we ask you to stand for the flag as a government. Oh, no, our government's horrible because we ask you to stand for the flag of this country. Wow, what an evil government. What an evil government.
You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it becomes a slippery slope. When does the government stop telling you what to do? Is this a free country? If I don't want to stand for the flag, that's why they have what's called separation of church and state.
You're a minor.
Because you're free to practice whatever religion you want.
That's fine, but the NFL's a business. The NFL's a business, and I can make whatever rules I want. I can make whatever rules I want in the NFL, and if you don't like it, go fucking get a job in the CFL if you don't like it and protest all the fuck you want. But this is my business. This is the NFL, and I'll make whatever goddamn rules like the NBA that I want to.
But see, again, and that's okay. If they want to make the rule, which they apparently did today. But even the owners don't agree, because Chris Johnson of the New York Jets has stated he's going to support his players and whatever they decide to do.
The billionaire should pay. Let the billionaire pay.
Yeah,
let the billionaire pay. Yeah, let the billionaire pay. Who gives a shit? He's got money.
Right, exactly. I don't care. But I'm saying this country was started on a protest. The Boston Tea Party. This country improves by protest. It keeps improving. It gets better by people saying, hey, guys, I know it's good, but we can make it better. Here's how we make it better. That's the genesis of this country. Okay?
But don't disrespect the symbol that allows you to do that.
Can we just shift gears for a second? Yeah. And I really want to talk to you about this openly, Josh.
Yeah.
And honestly, because I want to talk to you about the all or nothing Dallas Cowboys. And I'm going to do this calmly. I'm going to do it calmly.
I'm glad he got us off that.
Are we done with this?
We're done.
We've all stated our case.
We're done. We've all stated our case.
Nice.
We're good.
Let's move on.
So
Cowboys suck.
Yeah, what? No, Cowboys don't suck. What?
Okay.
Suck.
Now, at your suggestion,
yes.
I sat there and I watched every minute of all 8 episodes, Josh.
Okay.
Please tell me what you saw so I can think back and understand what you saw that I didn't see.
Oh, well, I referred to
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Oda. No, what are you going to be honest about?
No, I was going to say, I didn't see, I kept waiting for the big Dez outburst. I kept waiting for it.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, here it comes. Well, that ain't it.
Oh,
okay,
you didn't see it? Okay.
Well, that
you
ain't
didn't
it.
see it? Oh, how about when I forget who they're going up. I think it was the best cornerbacks in the league. It was maybe Seattle. Someone they're going up against last year where the wide receiver coach is a soft-spoken guy, says, hey, we know we got to prepare for this team. They got the best cornerback, best secondary in the league. And Dez is like, oh, hang on, coach. We're pretty good over here. Why don't you give us some praise? Right. And he just came off as a pompous little, spoiled little brat. Oh, give me the pat on the back or else I'm going to cry.
It doesn't need to be coached.
I'm going to cry.
That's your interpretation. My interpretation of it was a guy who wanted a little bit more credit and stop praising these guys, Coach, because we're pretty fucking good on our side, too. Can we get some love?
I can't believe this. I can't believe I respect O-Dawg so much. I can't believe how much me and Knocker are just completely on opposite sides with you in all this. It's ridiculous. You get paid $20 million and you haven't earned it. What, you need a pat on the back too, Desi? You need a pat on the back, Desi?
Josh, if you want to talk about his play, that's one thing. But we're talking about, you said he was a locker room disruption. He was in a meeting with his wide receiver coach.
And he
said, hey, coach. No, he was in a meeting with his wide receiver coach and a couple other wide receivers. And he said, can we get some fucking credit, coach? We pretty fucking good, too.
Oh, yeah,
all I hear is you saying, hold on. All I hear is you saying how good they are. How about we get some love, too? He's a human being. And the coach, what did the coach say, Josh? The coach said to him in the meeting, he said, Dez, you have an aggressive tone. And people don't know you, they take you the wrong way. Isn't that what he said?
Oh, you think Larry Fitzgerald's saying that in the meeting there? You think Larry Fitzgerald's saying that?
Do I think players what?
No. Do you think Larry Fitzgerald's going to act like that in the same situation's going to do that?
He's a different personality.
Exactly. Agree with you. Totally agree.
Totally agree.
Okay,
it's different. Completely.
So you don't like his personality.
Exactly. I don't want his personality in my locker room.
Just like I don't want Johnny fucking Menzel's personality and all these other douchebags that think
Okay.
they're better than that think the world owes them fucking something because he's Dez fucking Bryant and I throw a suck it sign when I score a touchdown.
Here's the thing. You may not like his personality. That's one thing. But you can't say he did anything wrong because I didn't see it, Josh. He's a passionate guy, and all the players that played with him, even the guy the cornerback that he had the disagreement with, they were friggin' battling, and he said, come on, let's go one-on-one. And after he went to the coach, he said, yeah, I was a little hard on Jordan. He's like, so I went and apologized. And Jordan was like, look, we competitors. That's how we compete.
Yeah,
we talk
fine.
shit.
That's
that's what we do.
That's not a coach.
All I know.
That's not in the film room.
I'm sorry. I'm old school. I'm old school, and I'm not.
We're gonna get to break because I need to cool down because O-Dawg gets me so fucking mad.
I'm not with what players can get away with. I'm an old school person.
Wait, no, speak up again. I'm sorry.
I'm an old school person. Okay, I come from a different era. If I'm talking and I'm your coach, your job is to sit down and listen. Your job is not to say, well, can't we get a little love? No, your job in that meeting, especially if you're a leader, is to absorb what I'm saying. Let me teach you unless you think you're above teaching. In that case, walk out. Okay? But if you're going to be a leader of the wide receivers, listen to what I'm saying. Respect me as a coach. And don't bring up nonsensical things in the middle of my meeting. I don't need that from you.
Hold on. First of all, you got to understand something. I understand what you're saying, Knocker. And like you said, you're old school. This is not 1950, 60, 70, or 80.
Mm-hmm.
We're in 2018. Hold on. You got different type of players. You got players that have more access. They're different personalities than they were 20, 30 years ago, and I understand that. And you got to understand that these players are being paid more than the coaches. And these players realize that they're the talent, the coach is just the coach. And yes, I agree with you. I don't feel like he ever disrespected his coach, and I don't think the coach indicated to him that he ever disrespected him. I think it's a grown man situation where they're sitting around and they're shooting his shit. Just like Gary Brown, the running backs coach, is shooting the shit with Zeke. He's like, you fucked up. You got to get your shit together, get your head in the game. We're all grown men. Let's not get our panties, and let's not get our underwear in a bunch, and just sit here and cry because, a grown man speaks to another grown man. We're a grown man here. I'm working, you working. But listen, just because you're the coach, I still respect you. But look, I want to feel appreciated too. Even Tom Brady said that. Tom Brady in the interview said, listen, do you feel appreciated all the time in New England? He said, I'm not answering that. I think the fit. Now you're calling Tom Brady a crybaby?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
Tom Brady
exactly
is a
what
crybaby.
I'm doing.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
just like Aaron Rodgers when he's on the sideline throwing his little pouty face. Eli Manning's a little fucking baby too. I'll call the whites just like the blacks. It don't matter if you're a little fucking baby.
So you just want the shut up and play type of guy.
Thank you.
Yes.
I don't need your fuck. You make $20 million. Catch the ball and stop holding it in one fucking hand and fumbling it in a big situation, Des.
I cannot have 20 individuals.
Let me ask you a question, Josh. Did you like T.O. when he was with the Cowboys?
No.
Okay. No. At least you're consistent. Because here's my thing.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
No, that's fucking cancer. Here's my thing. I got a strong set of nuts between my legs. Hold on. And just because you tell me something about me, it's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm a grown-ass man. And if another grown man says to me, Josh, you can – hold on. Here's the thing. You can call me an asshole till the end of the day as long. You can be pissed off at me. We still going to love each other. I don't care. My feelings not going to be hurt. And we don't have to agree on every issue. Yeah. There are some things that you're right and some things that you're wrong. You're right about LeBron. I think you're right about LeBron. I think you're wrong about Dez. Okay. I think that I have a different perspective about Dez. I love his personality. Yeah. I didn't see, and God's honest truth, I went home and I said, honey, I don't get it. I don't see it. I said, I watched this thing up and down. I was staring at it intently. I was at work watching this thing, not even paying attention. And I said, wait a minute, Josh, I took your opinion. I said, wait a minute, I keep looking. You know who I did hear curse the coaches? Jason Witten. Are you pissed off at him too? Because I can give you the time in a minute that Jason Witten cursed to the coach and said, these guys on defense got to get their fucking heads out their ass. Okay. And nobody's complaining about Jason Witten.
That's not in a meeting.
Well, Jason Witten don't need a fucking chauffeur to follow him around for fucking 2 years to make sure he's okay.
You're talking about 5 years ago, Josh. Come on, let's just go.
I am. O-Dawg, well, I love you. O-Dawg, I love you to death, brother. I do, man. I respect everything you do, and I love you.
Sometimes we're going to agree, sometimes we're going to disagree.
Right.
I respect your opinion,
That's the
but you can't tell me that there was anything that was dramatically out of order. If you want to, I'll even concede, okay, so he's had that one line with the coaches. What else did he do? Nah. If he had that one conversation with the coach where he was pissed off, okay, even if I give that to you, what else you got?
Yeah, Tony Romo would make
Let me ask you this then, O-Dawg. Let me ask you this. A person who
What else you got?
Hang on. Let me ask you this, my friend.
You got nothing.
Let me ask you this, okay? O-Dawg.
Hey, listen.
O-Dawg, let me ask you a question.
Hang on, O-Dawg.
Let me ask you a question.
I got you.
Take a breath, count to 10, and let me ask you a question here. All right? Boy, being ref with you and Josh, man, I'm like, wow.
I know, we're like a married couple.
Okay, let me ask you a question, though. What is it in your opinion, then, okay, be it collusion, be it conspiracy, be it whatever.
Wait, I can't hear you guys. I'm sorry.
Okay, what is it, in your opinion, be it collusion, be it whatever, what would take the Dallas Cowboys to take what's arguably their best receiver on the team, and who has been for the last 7 years, why all of a sudden, why would they just not want anything to do with him anymore? We're not going to find it on a little show with a little sound bite and a little clip here and a little clip there and a sideline tantrum here and a thing there. Do you not agree? There's got to be something for a team to just let their best
and no one's signing him.
I'm talking here.
And no one signs him.
Okay? There's got to be something there where you just let a talented player like this go adrift? What is it? You explain it to me.
Here's what I think. I think number one, I don't. First of all, I contest. I object on the sideline antics. I never saw Dez do anything but try to encourage people. He's passionate, and maybe people don't like the way he does it, but I respect him. He's passionate, and I have yet to hear any player say anything bad about him. Not that they would anyway in public. Now, I think personally that obviously it had to do with his drop-off in ability. I think it also had to do with the money. I think it also had to do with the fact that I think there's some backroom conversations where Dak wasn't comfortable with him. If you and Josh, even if you go back and you look, there was the episode when Tony Romo came in to call the Kansas City game, and what did he say with Romo? He said, "Man, we practiced that fade. We practiced that fade so much that I was sick of doing that fade, but we got it. We got it. We had it. We got it." And what did he say? We don't have that anymore. There's the connection between Dak and Dez was not as good as it was between Dez and Tony. And that is the biggest reason why I think it's like a Shaq-Kobe deal. They said, look, Shaq and Kobe ain't getting along. Who we riding with? Shaq is old and fat. Kobe's young and lean. Yep. We're going with Kobe.
Yeah.
So Dez is young and lean and cheap.
Yeah, what?
Dez is young and lean and cheap. And Dez, now Dak is young, lean, and cheap.
So why hasn't
Why hasn't
anybody signed him then?
It goes Kobe had the work ethic and Shaq was a lazy motherfucker that didn't ever want to come to practice, okay? That's how it was. That's how it was.
Yeah? You having fun, Renee?
Okay,
yeah.
But they made a choice.
Enjoying the show.
They made a business decision.
Yeah, they went with the guy that showed up 3 hours before fucking game time and took shots, and not the guy that went, and not the guy that had movies and made a fucking Kazam movie. Okay, they went with the fucking guy that was the better dude. Okay, we gotta go. I love you. You piss me off.
Who's a better quarterback? Again, I maintain this, and I'm going to say this last, and I'll let you go. WBKS1.com in the game, not until Tuesday night. Got to get that plug in.
Yeah.
Now, hold on, seriously. Dez had a better connection with Tony than with Dak. I think that they decided Dak is the future, Dez is the past. Tony's gone. He got along well with Tony. We got to move on, and we got to move forward. Now, you can say whatever the reasons are. I don't know. None of us are going to know the exact reason, but I think that was a big part of it. Tony's gone. That was his lead guy. Dak does not get along with Dez. They don't have the chemistry, and you can't create that. So let's just move on from Dez and move to the next generation of Zeke, Dak, and we find another receiver. And it was a business decision, and I respect that. I don't like the way they did it, which is one thing I will always contend with, but it was a business decision at the end of the day. And I thought Dez held himself, did everything well in that all or nothing Dallas Cowboys. And one more time, check me out, WBKS1.com.
Attaboy.
Tuesday night in the game. Check us out on Facebook Live. I do the YouTube on O-Dawg WBKS1 channel. I do it on Instagram Live. Damn. So we're doing it all over the platforms. And I love you guys. I appreciate you giving me so much time. You know, I had to stop my car and pull over and talk to you on my way home from work. That's how dedicated I am to you guys.
Hey, one
word. I love you, man. I'm going to watch the rest of the show. And I appreciate you so much.
One word, O-Dawg.
I love you too,
One word, baby.
I miss you, brother.
Pimpin' ain't easy.
Pimpin' ain't easy.
You guys have a great rest of the night. I'll enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, brother. I love you, man.
All right, my man.
What do you got for your song of the
love
week?
you, man.
Love you, brother. Actually, what do you got for your song of the week, Knock? I was gonna go out with that, but I actually have. Don't we have Knockers like? Don't you have Knockers sound?
It's
of the
Bob
week or
Seger. I feel like a number.
That?
Bob Seger. I feel like a number.
Bob Seger, but we have Knockers track. Let him bring it in, please.
Well, you say you like to give it to. Let me have you give you the song, and then I can talk about it a little bit.
What is it called?
I feel like a number.
Feel like a number. Okay.
It's one of my favorite.
Today's track.
One of my favorite songs, man. A lot of us feel like this. You're on the treadmill at work. You just, you get no respect from your boss. You get no respect from the government. You're just on that wheel. And I think Bob Seger puts it down in words and to rock and roll in this song. And it's just, it's an anthem for the everyday person.
All right, man. We get back. Got Shot of the Week. Get your alcohol drinks lined up. We got Shot of the Week. Viral videos. Bunch of just crazy shit going on.
NBA talk.
NBA. We just talk. We just crazy. I want to get some fun shit in. Been too serious.
Oh, that wasn't fun?
No. It was fun because you were on my side the whole time, Pops. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. All right, we'll grab some shots when we get back after this.
Around home alone on a